it's Lily. Welcome back to another episode of Lily's Table. Today, I am super excited to introduce you to one of my favorite dancers ever, who just happens to be Beyonce's co-captain and lead dancer. So please help me welcome Miss Kimmie.
Hello, Miss Ma'am. How are you?
Good. So, today, we are going to start off with, but first, let us sit back, relax, and leave it all on the table.
Okay.
So first, we're going to be talking about dancing. How long have you been dancing?
Well, I am 36, and I have been dancing since I was 6.
Whoa.
And that really means in my living room, dancing to all the music videos when they used to play videos on MTV and BET. Very self-taught. And then in high school, I was able to take dance as my gym.
Ooh.
Because we couldn't afford dance growing up. Dance is expensive, so we couldn't afford it. If it was between having dinner and doing a 5, 6, 7, 8, we were having dinner. So I was able to learn how to dance in high school for free as a gym, as an elective.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what styles of dance were you trained in?
Everything. Well, the other dancers that were able to afford dance classes and take consistent classes during the week, I was able to watch and mimic. And so I would go home and practice my pas de bourrée. I would go home and practice all my jazz walks because I was able to see it on them. And, you know, they weren't doing that in the music video. So I was able to get the foundation in gym and in high school by copying everybody.
So, actually, what dances were you influenced by?
I really loved Aaliyah.
Well,
Everything Aaliyah did, I was all for. So it was like, you know, not like b-boy hip-hop and not like, you know, underground hip-hop. It was more like a jazz, funk, super funky hip-hop. And that's what I really, really enjoyed. And now I call it like hairography or heelography because it's all about being pulled and having a strong line and hitting all the moves and the grooves and everything, you know, just really being a woman while you're doing it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, when did you realize that you wanted to start taking dance seriously?
You know, I think dance took me seriously, you know, and I don't think I had a choice in the matter. You know how you get in your feelings when you don't get that part or when you can't get a particular move and you want to just be like, well, I didn't want it anyway, you know? Mm-hmm. I think that I got to a point, I want to say right out of high school, like 17, where I really wanted to be a teacher, but dance just kept nipping at my heels. And I didn't feel like I was prepared. I didn't feel like I had the knowledge that everybody else had. But you know, that little voice inside of you, really, God just wouldn't let me give up on it. So I was like, okay, well, let's see where it goes. And I've been pursuing it faithfully ever since.
Wow. Okay, so I have been wanting to ask you this question, so I'm really glad you're on here.
Okay.
So, what was your first professional job?
I want to say my first professional job was dancing for the Philadelphia 76ers. Nope, let's go back because I didn't make it the first year. My first professional job was dancing in a casino in Atlantic City. Ooh. As a go-go dancer. And go-go dancers are party starters.
Whoa.
Yep, the whole time you're on a box in a costume and you're just freestyling the whole night. And it allowed me to really build my confidence. It allowed me to really expand my horizon on my abilities of what I can do. And it just sucked all the negativity out. Because right before I got that job, I didn't make the Sixers. I auditioned, went through the whole process, thought it was mine, and then they were like, nope, not this year. So I was devastated, but then I got the job at the casino in Atlantic City, and it just really helped me on my journey of re-auditioning for the Sixers and finally making it.
Do you remember any of your like coworkers, or do you?
Oh, absolutely. The ones I loved and the ones I didn't love so much. I remember them all. They all have an impact.
So, I'm just going to ask you one Beyonce related question.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you're like really cool and you're dancing with Beyonce.
Yes, ma'am.
How does that feel?
Well, Beyonce is a wonderful artist, for sure, hands down. But she's also an amazing person. And when you look at somebody, you always have to look at who they surround themselves with. And she is such a strong woman. And what I've learned working all these years with her, maybe 10, 11, it has nothing to do with dance. It's all about the power of your voice and what you want, and speaking up and owning it and going for it, and not taking anything less than what you absolutely want and deserve. She is awesome. She's like your favorite cousin or your favorite auntie or your favorite person that you visit, every summer, that you always look forward to. That's Beyonce.
Wow. So, did you have any moments with Beyonce, just getting on the inside? Did you have any moments where Beyonce, where it was kind of like chaotic, kind of?
Well, when you're preparing for a show, everybody's stressed. The stress levels are extremely high because you absolutely want to put your best foot forward. So rehearsals are always intense. But once you perform and once you get those bugs out and that anxiety leaves you and you can just purely run on adrenaline and the love for what you do and you see it all come together, it's always such a beautiful experience.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one because I remember I was in the Nutcracker in 2017. I was at Snow Fairy, Ice Fairy, something. But I remember I was so nervous backstage, and our choreographer, he was always like yelling at us because it was right before the show, and the rehearsals were intense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was like kind of everybody was nervous, but then when we got on stage, everybody was like, "Oh, this is actually not that bad."
Yeah, you forget, you forget how much you love it, and you forget how you can trust your body and your muscle memory. It will always show up, and you're only anxious and you only have anxiety because you care about putting a great show on for your audience. You care about putting a great show on for yourself. Like, you care, so there's no way that you cannot be emotionally attached to what you're about to do because it's a piece of you that will last forever. It's a memory. So it's okay to be anxious. It just means you care.
So, guys, I have a lot of questions that I really, really want to ask Kimmie. So this is another one of them. So I'm going to have a lot of questions I'm going to really want to ask you.
Okay.
So, what is your secret sauce? Like, what do you think stand out?
I'm just me. I don't think I'm one of the cool kids. I don't think I have the latest dance moves. I don't think that, I am the bee's knees. I am just completely me. Like, no frills, no nothing. I'm completely authentic in how I show up and how I deliver and setting my intentions. So I don't know if I would call it my secret sauce.
It's just your like personality, kind of, just like
yeah. I'm very in tune with energy. I'm very specific about intention, and I'm aware of other people's energy. So I'm a good time, but I am not a socialite. I am not at the latest spots, eating the latest food, doing the latest dances. That's just not me. I do have some corny jokes that I love. But other than that, it's just Kimmie.
So, when you said that you're aware of other people's energy, does that mean like you take other people's energy and kind of like I don't know?
Yeah, it affects me.
Oh,
definitely affects me. On the road, there are two captains, and Ashley is very good with choreography. the vocabulary of everything B has ever done. And my role as a captain is to be very aware of how everyone's feeling and the morale of the group. And if there are any issues, I go to management and I speak on behalf of everyone. And, you know, I'm just very, very in tune. If I'm upset, then that means I can feel that somebody in the midst of all the dancers is feeling some type of way, and that I have to zone in and talk to them and make sure they're okay and see how we can solve whatever the issue is.
Wow, you like have a superpower.
You know, I think that is my superpower. I think it is.
Okay, so again, here's another one of those questions that I really want to ask you.
Okay.
So, I know that most people don't see you as a person who makes some mistakes or have any troubles. So, do you have any struggles as a dancer?
Absolutely. Listen, dancers, we are so sensitive, you know, about our craft, about our body, about how we look, about our height, because at any given moment, that could be the reason you get the job, or that could be the reason why you don't get the job. So you're like, well, what is it? When you don't get that job, you're like, is it my hair? Is it my height? Did I not hit that dance move correctly? Like, it can become a self-sabotage moment. And that's what's dangerous, because it doesn't just stay in dance. That happens across the board in your life, and you just want to make sure that you're so secure and strong and confident in who you are and your ability, and you know that what's for you is for you, and that you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to do things that you're uncomfortable with just to get a job, or just to be successful, or to be seen. You don't have to do that, because what's yours is absolutely yours. And, you know, the industry that we're in will tear you apart. Will tear you apart and not give you the tools to rebuild. And you have to make sure that you have the tools to rebuild yourself, and you have the circle that will pour into you when you're feeling low and empty and disappointed because you didn't get that one job that you've been praying for, not knowing that that no, or that those couple of no's, is leading to a big yes, you know. So you really have to stay the course and stay focused, and really work on self-love, to have longevity, to not just get that one job, but to have 10 years with that one job, to travel the world with that one artist, to do 1 million videos with that one artist. That's what you want. You don't just want a gig, you want a career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how do you manage all that? Because I know that dancing is a lot of pressure.
It is.
And does it like motivate you? Because when I was here with Janae last week, she said that it motivates her.
Yeah, well, it used to.
Oh.
It used to motivate me, but the pressure now, these days, I'm good. I don't need it. I don't want the pressure. I don't want the stress. Listen, I don't want the stress. So I just really feel like at this point in my life, having a conversation with the next generation of dancers and letting you know that it's okay to be frustrated and it's okay to be down, but you can't stay there. Just having those real conversations, I think, is what I am concerned about at this point, you know. But stressing about no, ma'am, we not stressing up in here.
So I think that's what a lot of people need to hear right now.
Yeah.
So again, this is one of those questions. I like how you are really unapologetically confident. Where does that come from?
You know, I spend a lot of time alone, and I spend a lot of time praying. And I think people pray over their food and they forget to pray throughout the day. And I think anything you care about, you need to pray about. And I have prayed about dancing for so long, and I have prayed about discernment and really being strong in my decisions and what's for me and what's not for me, and being okay with it. So it's a work in progress. I think a lot of people struggle with confidence. A lot of people struggle with self-esteem. And self-esteem is just a relationship that you have with yourself. So any relationship that you have to cultivate. It's a flower that needs to be watered. It needs sunlight. It needs conversation. So when you're out here having relationships and friendships with other dancers, you have to remember to put that love into yourself as well, because that's what self-esteem is. It's how you feel about yourself, and how you treat yourself. You're showing the world how they can treat you, and you have to set a tone of respect. You have to set a tone of, this is what it is, of tolerance, of confidence. All of those things come from your energy, and they come from how you carry yourself. And so I think being unapologetic is a work in progress, and I think it will always be. But each time I get a little stronger, and each time I worry about less things, and I, just very focused on what makes me happy, what brings me joy at this point. You know what I mean?
So I'm about to get a little personal right here, but okay. I feel like that I kind of struggle with that, because I feel like I'm always comparing myself to other dancers. And since now we're in quarantine, I can't really see the people who kind of like lift me up and tell me that I look good.
Right.
And just now,
let it out. Talk about it. Let it out. You have to talk about it.
Sometimes I just feel so bad about myself, and I can't and sometimes I just want to like be comfortable with myself, but I can't, because I'm always comparing myself to other people. And I just don't know how to stop it.
And that's the blessing and the curse of social media, because all you see are the highlights of what everybody else is doing, not knowing that everybody feels the way that you feel, not knowing that everybody struggles with comparison. Everybody feels like they're not good enough. Do you know what I mean? But you are. And the beauty of it is, there's only one Lily in the entire world. Do you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be in anyone else's lane. You don't. Whatever is meant for you is absolutely meant for you. Today, tomorrow, the day after, and forever. So comparing yourself is something that we all do, But you just have to remember the things that make you feel beautiful. Like if it's your favorite skirt, then when you're feeling down, you put that skirt on and you twirl around the house. If it's a mantra, we all need mantras, If it's a daily affirmation to remind yourself how dope you are and how far you've come, sometimes you just have to look at where you were last year this time and now see where you are and be proud of yourself, And you have to choose your friends wisely. And you cannot share your dream with everybody, because people that you know and that you don't know are hating on you, but there are also people that you know and don't know that are praying for you, So it's wherever your meter goes. If you focus on the love that you're getting, just focus on that. If the noise of the hate becomes louder, then you just have to turn the love meter up. We all have it. We all struggle with it. And you just need to know that it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be down. It's not okay to stay there, but it's okay to feel those things, because that's your fuel to keep going and be the best that you can be. Because what you want is not what the next dancer wants. What you want is very specific to you and your journey. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just have to remember that what's for you is for you, and what's out there, what you see, there's more to what you see on social media. There's so much more. People are just showing you highlights, and if that's how we were all supposed to live and everybody was happy, then this would be a different place. But it's not. Everybody's putting in the work. They should be putting in the work, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? So you just make sure you put in your work for your self-love, for your self-awareness and your self-esteem, because that is what is going to carry you beyond a gig, beyond just the Nutcracker. That means you'll have a spot in a company and you'll do the Nutcracker for years. You'll be famous for doing the Nutcracker, or you'll be famous for dancing behind this artist. What you want is longevity, and that's the internal work that you have to do with your heart and your spirit and your mind. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I know that you kind of like travel all over the world. Like, do you ever feel the pressure that you need to look perfect?
What is perfect? There is no there is no perfect. There is no level of perfection that you will ever attain. It's always striving for something. Listen, I put my shirts on one puff at a time when I'm wearing my 2 Afro puffs. And just like people put their pants on one leg at a time, it's one puff at a time for me. And my puffs have really been the foundation of my self-esteem, because I felt like I had to have long blonde hair. I felt like I had to have long braids. I felt like I had to be, everything that I'm not. I felt like that. And I was like, you know what? Forget all of this. I'm just going to wear my puffs because I love my puffs. And I'll probably wear my puffs till I'm 80. They'll be nice and silver, and they will be big. And that's me. That's my foundation. So I'll wear my hair wrapped up. I have my glasses on today. Like, I haven't worn lipstick, and since we started wearing these masks, like, I really want to put a lip on, but there's no need to. So, perfection is just always a pursuit. It's something you're always striving to be. You never really attain it. So don't even worry about being perfect. There's no such thing.
Thanks. Okay, so now let's talk about chemistry. So, What is chemistry?
Chemistry is really the art of loving me, It's really about self-esteem. Dance is the vehicle, but it's really about loving yourself. And, when you're in front of the mirror and your favorite song comes on and you are just shaking and living your best life, there's an energy that's there, and it's undeniable. And so with chemistry and the girls that are in my program, I really try to encourage them to take that feeling outside of the dance studio. When you're walking down the halls, when you're speaking to other people and making eye contact, or when you're in the park, just taking that air of confidence beyond the dance studio,
Mm-hmm. What's the most rewarding part about mentoring young girls?
It's really seeing the light bulb go off. And it's really watching them become young women and young leaders who aren't just something to look at on stage. They have an opinion. They have a mind, a strong mind. They know what they're talking about. It's just wonderful to see the confidence go beyond the stage, and it's wonderful to see them develop into strong leaders of the community, because I feel like at the end of the day, you can watch me do Single Ladies or the Uh-Oh dance a million times and be inspired, but if we sat down and had a conversation, you would be way more inspired. So I really want everybody that I touch to have that same power and influence on the people that they touch. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So how do you balance your personal life with serving your community?
So I'm a Libra. Do you know about zodiac signs?
Yeah.
What are you?
Aries.
Oh, okay. Come on, Aries. What are you, April?
March.
March. Okay, the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm a Libra, and Libras, we're the scales. We're all about harmony, and we're all about balance. But like perfection, it's always something that we're trying to attain. We're always striving for harmony. We're always striving for balance. But on the inside, sometimes I'm like the Tasmanian devil, like just spinning around and knocking things over and messing things up, because that's just how I feel. So balancing my work life and my personal life is always a struggle. But I think family is the most important thing. I think real connection is very important. So those are the things that are at the forefront of all my decision making. So that allows me to maintain a balance that I'm always working to be better at, but it allows me to have some sense of balance of personal and professional, because you can't do all professional, because then your personal life will struggle. And then you can't be so consumed in your personal life that your passions struggle, so you have to kind of make it all meet in the middle and work.
So how can girls who want to connect with your organization find out more?
Well, I'm on Instagram. I'm very quiet on the gram, but I'm there. I'm always available. I love Atlanta, and I love doing things in the community, so I'm always around. I'm very, very, very accessible. And I just try to support the shows of all the young people out here and the young professionals and the classes and all the studios that are out here. There's so much talent, so if anybody wants me, just holler.
So now I'm going to ask you some fun questions.
Okay.
What are some cool ways that you create during quarantine?
I like to play music really, really loud, and I like to have a couple friends over and just vibe. In my basement, I have mirrors set up, so that's like my creative space. And so we'll go down there and just make up some choreography.
So, also, what is that song on your playlist right now that's giving you all of the dance moves?
Well, right now, I really love Brown Skin Girl. I really want to do a Black Girl Magic playlist. And I feel like Brown Skin Girl is a go-to, and Pretty Girl Rock. Carrie Hilson, Pretty Girl Rock. I love
that song. Pretty Girl Rock.
That should be everybody's theme song, okay? So those songs kind of get me in the mood, and I really love Chloe and Halle's album. I really love Baby Girl. That's one of my favorite songs. So I start there, and then as I have Apple Music, so as the library goes on and they suggest different things, I just kind of plug into different things. But I always start with self-realization, and I try to pour that into myself, and then I go from there.
What kind of music are you into? Like, is there a specific?
No, I'm kind of all over the place. I really like yoga music. Sometimes I don't want any words, and I just want to vibe. So my mother's always like, "What are you listening to?" Like, Mommy, just relax your brain, just relax it. But sometimes I don't want to be told how to feel, so I'll play something without words so that I can get all of my thoughts out. Because sometimes my thoughts are so loud, and they just need to get out of my head,
Yeah. This is the last question,
okay.
Unfortunately.
But then I have questions for you, boo.
Oh, okay. So the last question that I have for you is, what's next?
Well, I think at this point in my life, I really want to start a family. And I really want stability. And I really want to be home. And I really want my own studio, my own space. Like right now, I'm out of the rec center, which is closed because of COVID, of course. And I just really want my own space. I really want my own. Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like I love on everybody else's children, and I pour into so many people that now I think I really want to create my own.
Ooh.
No, yeah. So you ready for my questions?
Yes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
So I am going to definitely be in the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. When I grow up, I really want to dance with Alvin Ailey. Yeah, I go to like all of their shows. But I really want to dance with Alvin Ailey because I just really like their style of dance and how everybody there is like really black and loving and happy. I really want to do that, yes. I also want to be an actor, yes. I recently submitted an audition for a movie that I'm hoping to get. So I'm waiting for that. So yeah, when I grow up, I probably want to be a model, actress, dancer, and live my life. Yeah.
So what are a few of your favorite things?
So probably by my personality, you can tell that I really like glitter and dogs and pink and cookies and TikTok. That is going to get banned in like 40 days.
Yeah.
It's going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm really sad.
But it's okay.
No, it's not.
There'll be another TikTok shortly after.
Never.
What was TikTok before? Musically?
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be another one.
I know, but it's kind of the worst that it's only going to get banned in the United States.
Yeah.
Where everybody on TikTok lives.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, in this time of uncertainty, you can always just create your own magic and do your own videos. Yep. So, do you have a dog?
So there's a story right there. So, I was 8. Yes, I was 8, and on my birthday list and Christmas list, every single year, probably since I was like 6, I've always said dog, and that was the only thing, and I never got one. I got other things that I thought was boring, like clothes and shoes. But now I'm 11, and I really like those things. But when I was 8, my uncle, he is a dog lover, and he has a bunch of dogs, and his girlfriend gave me a little Shih Tzu, and I named him Luke Skywalker because I wasn't really creative, but his name was Luke Skywalker. I wasn't really into Star Wars, but I just Luke and Lily, and kind of came together.
It works.
Yeah, he wasn't potty trained or anything, so he was kind of just like being all over the house. And when we accidentally let go of his leash, he would kind of run all over the place and get lost because he wasn't trained to like stop and wait for me. So he was small, he was young, and he just loved running around. And one day I was taking him for a walk, and I accidentally let go of his leash, and he ran all the way up into like the road where cars were, and he took a left. Actually, it was a right. And into this neighborhood where a bunch of other dogs were. And all the dogs started barking, and I was like, oh no. So I grabbed Luke, and I started running, and then this dog jumped over the fence of her house and started chasing us all the way back home. The adrenaline was real. Yes. And I never had a dog since. But now I'm 11, and Mom, I think I should really have a dog now. Yeah, I was 8. I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah, as we get older, we understand what really goes in. Like, loving a dog is, it's wonderful and it's fun, but there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it.
Yeah.
So just keep praying, keep pushing. You got to show that you can handle it now. I had 3. I just lost my puppy. Not a puppy. She was 12. I just lost her like 2 weeks ago.
Aww.
My baby. But, the hardest part is saying goodbye. And you realize that they're a part of your life, but you're their whole life. And you just got to make sure you're a great doggy mom or a great doggy big sister, and that you really, really take care of them because they need you. You're protecting another being, another little soul. So, your doggy might come. Your doggy might come.
Yeah, but when I was 8, I only wanted a dog so I could cuddle him. So I never really fed him.
Thought about the other things.
Yeah, I never really wanted to pick up his poop, so I was kind of like sitting in my bed. And my brothers
letting everybody else do it.
Yeah. And then after he was done, I'll have him sit on my bed, and I'll just cuddle for like hours straight.
So now, let me ask you this: have you ever done a vision board?
No.
So listen, this is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to think about what you want to do with your life, okay? And I want you to look through magazines or look online and print things out like a collage. But it's everything that you want in life. So if it's Alvin Ailey, you put Alvin Ailey on that board. If it's dancing in London, then you put that on your board. If it's going to college, if it's a certain doggy, if it's a girl's trip to the beach, whatever, you put it all on that board, and you make sure you get up in the morning and you look at that board every day to just remind you that that's the goal. And all the decisions that you make from now, from 11 to 21 to 31 to 41, you know, all the decisions that you make now are going to affect 21, 31, 41, you know? So you have to make the right decisions now, keeping in mind what you want for your life in the future. You know, vision boards are very powerful, and you need to come up with a mantra. You know what a mantra is? Or an affirmation, something that you tell yourself every day. It could be, I am beautiful. It could be, I am worthy. It could be, today I'm going to wear my crown, I'm a princess. It could be whatever you want it to be. But when you wake up in the morning, you say it to yourself in the mirror. And you look at yourself and say, I love myself, and I'm worthy of whatever it is. That way, when you're going through Instagram and you see what everybody else is doing and you get into that space of comparison, you can reaffirm that you're worthy for whatever's coming your way. You know, because it's coming. That movie's coming. That commercial's coming. That music video is coming. That dance company is coming. All of it is coming. So it's just a matter of you being prepared for what is coming to you. Vision board, mantra. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
Okay?
This sounds fun.
And anytime you need me, you know, just holler. I'll come over.
Okay. But unfortunately, that has to be all.
Oh.
Thank you for watching another episode of Lily's Table. It got really emotional today. And thank you, Miss Kimmie, for coming on here today to speak with me.
Anytime.
And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.